Welcome to the interview show. This is Scott Wood, your host. Right now, I'm standing in a dark and somewhat sketchy parking lot with a guy named Ryan Hemsworth. I'll let him introduce himself.
Hi there.
Ryan, for people who don't know who you are, could you explain?
I am a producer, musical person, and I've been running around a lot the past half year playing shows around the world, and people seem to like it, so I'm gonna continue doing it, and that's me right now.
There's actually some solid evidence that people like what you do, because when you met me outside the club, I saw some guys come up to you and give you a package in a bag. Can you tell me about that?
Yeah, it was a care package full of things that I love, which are specifically video games. A guy gave me an Xbox 360 because I was complaining on the internet how I wish I had one on the road and everything, and this is the first night of the tour, and it's a pretty good way to start it off, I guess.
That's a pretty devoted fan.
Yeah, it's very sweet. Hi there, I'm Ryan Hemsworth. You're listening to The Interview Show with Scott Wood.
How about one more where you sound excited to be on the show?
Hi, I'm Ryan Hemsworth. You're listening to The Interview Show with Scott Wood. Hi there, I'm Ryan Hemsworth. You're listening to The Interview Show with Scott Wood.
Welcome to The Interview Show. This is Scott Wood, your host. You just heard, is it Small Plus Lost?
I don't know how to say it, really. Yeah, just say Small and Lost, I guess.
You just heard Small and Lost featuring Sinead, Harnett by Ryan Hemsworth. That's off his record, Guilt Trip. I have Ryan here with me in a sketchy parking lot. We're enjoying the fumes of the other inhabitants of this parking lot. I would love it if you could talk a bit about this track.
Yeah, this is the first track on my album. I thought it would be a good way to open it up because it's the most leaning towards what I want my music to sound like right now, which is me playing guitar, and I kind of sampled it in a way, and me singing, and Sinead singing in such a beautiful way, and loud drums, and it's a lot more to like my high school and like more of that background where I was listening to just like post rock and shoegaze and stuff like that. So trying to like kind of easily like bring that into the club. So that's my attempt, I guess.
For those who don't know, Sinead was also on a Disclosure track. You said that she's a friend, that you guys email each other like friends. What's one exchange you guys would have that's all friendly like?
Actually, she's like really sweet. I still haven't even met her yet, but she just emailed the other day out of the blue, just like, "How are you doing? Hope you're really well. Let me know how everything's going." Just like nice, dialogue like that. Saying dialogue makes it sound not natural, but you know what I mean. Like, she's just sweet, and we actually have conversations, which is nice.
So that's as opposed to the mean emails that I send you.
Yes, the mean, scary emails that I put into my spam folders.
That explains why I never get an answer. So, the new record, it's called Guilt Trip. When was the last time that somebody guilt tripped you, and what happened?
My brothers guilt trip me a lot, just for all my family's still from Nova Scotia, and they still live there, and I guess when I'm on the road a lot, I don't call home as much as I should, or respond to texts sometimes when they're like, "Yo, where are you?" And I'm like, maybe I'll just email them tomorrow or whatever. So I get a lot of family guilt tripping. That's definitely a thing.
So what do they say to finally get you to email, call, Skype, etc.?
It usually takes if I'm like being a bad person and not responding, it takes like 3 texts, and then they're like, "Oh, guess you're busy right now," and it's like, "Oh, I should probably respond to my brothers or my mother or my father."
Okay, so Ryan Hemsworth, people like to talk about how you defy strict genres in your production and DJing. So you're a pretty young guy. Is this a younger artist just finding his own voice?
I think so, yeah. It's really not like I'm putting so much effort into a complex genre bending thing. It's really just like, when I was like preparing for this set, I was like, I want to play a Spice Girls song, and I want to play a new Kanye song, and I want to mix it with my songs, and it's just like, I just want to play stuff. Like, I don't really care at this point, and I don't really like clubs, and I don't like club music, but like, it's just finding a way to make everything work. And to some people that's like, whoa, like so crazy and different, and it's just like me, I guess, trying to be happy.
So what do you say if I play devil's advocate and say that adhering to a genre would make you look like an expert in that genre?
It would. I just feel like I'm never gonna be able to, because I've tried a lot to be like just one type of music and whatever, but it's like, as soon as I start putting that thought process into being like just that, I like can't make that kind of music, and I start accidentally making something else. So it's like, I'm also just really indecisive, so I think that also plays into the whole thing where I can't really decide if I want to make a slow song or a fast song, and it just comes out the way it is.
So if I come back in 20 years and interview a 40-year-old Ryan Hemsworth, what do you think that guy's going to sound like?
God, I don't know. I don't want to know. Hopefully everything keeps going well and people still want to hear my shit. Hopefully at that point I'll just be like a very cool like composer dude who's doing stuff for music or like movie soundtracks and stuff like that. That would be a nice way of mellowing out. Hi, I'm Ryan Hemsworth. You're listening to The Interview Show with Scott Wood.
expect you to change. Daddy won't mind when you rearrange your life.
Hi, I'm Ryan Hemsworth. You're listening to The Interview Show with Scott Wood.
Welcome back to The Interview Show. This is Scott Wood, your host. You just heard Good Things Can Never Last. That's an old Ryan Hemsworth track off his first EP, No Plans. I thought that I'd play this one because I wanted to get Ryan to talk about this old track and where he is now in his music. Ryan, how would you like to talk about that?
Yeah, actually, that's one that I've maybe played at a show once or twice ever. It's a really slow one, and it was on what's technically my first actual album, but not really an album. I don't know, but it's cool. It's weird because I feel like that one specifically helped me a lot in New Zealand and Australia markets, which I've gone to a few times now and just played some of the best shows of my life. For whatever reason, there's a radio station there in New Zealand that would play it every day for a really, really long time. Yeah, that song's 2 or 3 years old now, I think. So that was well before anybody actually really cared about my stuff. So it was definitely kind of that first little glimpse of oh, people like my stuff, I think.
So looking back at that track and comparing where you are now with your current record, Guilt Trip, I'd love you to talk a bit about that journey.
That track is really kind of a rip-off. I'm just sampling a song and totally in full and just pitched it down and add drums to it, and people really liked it. I think it's just kind of how you approach songs sometimes, and I've tried to, from that point, really be more complex with the way I approach, patterns and just song structure and everything. But at the same time, I always do think back to tracks like that, which only have 3 or 4 layers, and how they work just as well as my ones now that have 40 layers. There is always going to be this kind of magic to simplicity. So I do try to look to that sometimes, because nowadays I make so much shit on top of shit for tracks, so I always try to cut away from it. And yeah.
So Guilt Trip is the new record. On this record you use more vocals than before. Are these collaborations, or is it just you cutting up vocals as one more instrument in the mix?
A bit of both, actually. I did a lot of my own singing and stuff, but that was a lot more of cutting it up and sampling it and using it as an instrument basically. But it's 10 tracks, and I think 5 are with vocalists and 5 are just instrumental. So the vocalists are just friends and whatever, Kitty Pryde and Bass and all these people who I talk with on the regular anyway. So it kind of made sense that I just keep it as a friend thing, and I didn't really want to reach out to random top liners who are just signed and breaking through and whatever. I wanted to make it everything that's been led me to this point, and that's been a lot of people who've helped me out and stuff. So yeah, it's just been a kind of a culmination, I guess.
At this point, I would love it, Ryan Hemsworth, if you could pick your favorite hip-hop track that you've produced. We'll play it for the listeners, then we'll come back and we'll talk about it. Which song would you like to choose?
Mama House by Squadda Bambino.
We're going to hear that, and we'll be back.
Hi, I'm Ryan Hemsworth. You're listening to the interview show with Scott Wood.
Just gotta spit that real shit one time, man. It don't gotta be all deep and shit, man. It's real shit, man. Fuck a punchline. Hey, I got girl, but I'm still feeling lonely. Trapping out my mama house, keep the banger on me. Show a little love, giving back to the homies. But when I go to sleep, I be still feeling lonely. Hoes on me, still feeling lonely. Trapping out my mama house, keep the banger on me. 100 deep, but I still feel lonely. Steady in the streets, like don't nobody know me. 63rd bread, getting 63rd bread. I've been here all my life, fuck what a hater said. I took a lot of losses, so it's time for me to win. I missed out on pussy just so I can get ahead. Passed up more bitches than a nigga smash. If you don't believe me, ask someone who had my class. I live a lonely life, but I can't be mad. Cause now I'm copping shit that a nigga never had. Putting on my family and laughing at the groupies. Seemed like last year I was broke, slapping Gucci. Trap house away and that units in the city. North Oakland grinding, dropped out for the city. I rap about it now, but back then I wasn't proud. Bagging up at 8th and my mouth a black and mild. Mama got them calls like I'm copping from your child. She lifted up my bed and oh my God, she went wild. Girl, but I'm still feeling lonely. Trapping out my mama house, keep the banger on me. Show a little love, giving back to the homies. But when I go to sleep, I be still feeling lonely. Hoes on me, still feeling lonely. Trapping out my mama house, keep the banger on me. 100 deep, but I still feel lonely. Steady in the streets, like don't nobody know me.
Hi, I'm Ryan Hemsworth. You're listening to the interview show with Scott Wood.
Welcome back to the interview show. This is Scott Wood, your host. I'm sitting here with Ryan Hemsworth in a somewhat sketchy parking lot in Vancouver. This track I wanted you to pick because I wanted to talk about a hip-hop track that you produced. Hopefully I'd like to talk about one that you really, really like or are proud of.
I'll do, let's say, Mama House by Squadda B, who's one half of Main Attractions. It's it's kind of an old beat, so I used to just like sample stuff straight up and not do a lot to them, just because I thought it was, if a song is really nice, don't have to mess with it too much. And
So the listeners just heard Mama House by
Squadda Bambino. Yeah, it samples very blatantly a Fleetwood Mac track, and yeah, that's kind of it sums up like my relationship with Main Attractions, because I've always liked them as such open-minded rappers, because it's just them rapping over Fleetwood Mac basically, and so you can't really do that with like a lot of rappers that much. Nowadays people are a lot more open-minded, but they were really like the first ones that I found who were just like down to do like more emotional stuff and rap on more emotional beats and stuff like that. Well, I know Squadda has like a real like kind of like discography, like he's got like a real like understanding of music in general, not just rap. I know there's times when people have like, my friends have like walked in on him like listening to Green Day and shit, and like I think that just definitely like is something that I can relate to, because I don't have any like rules. I'll listen to whatever, and so if I see that in somebody, I'm like, okay, I can actually have fun and bring them something a little different than, the 70 BPM trap beat that they're expecting me to give them or whatever.
I want to talk a bit about Flume. Can you explain to the audience who Flume is?
He's an Australian dude who, I was just in Australia, and like Flume is like the shit like right now. Yeah, he's just apparently one of the top 10 sexy DJs I just saw on a blog the other day, and he's killing it, and he's a good producer. Yeah.
I'm glad you brought that up. Do you think that he's hot?
Sure.
I'm kidding. That's not the question I wanted to ask. What I wanted to ask is I find him interesting because he flat out says that he feels that social media is a part of his job. So I wanted to get you to comment on that as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I would be barely half of what I am without Twitter and Facebook and all that stuff. And just like responding to everyone is just like a really important part of this job now, because people are excited that you respond to them, and like it just helps, you know? I just want to make people happy in that way, I guess.
How much of your time do you give to social media?
Every moment when I'm not sleeping, eating, or playing a show, basically, which is terrifying.
You and guys like Flume all have seemed to have perfected that balance for now. Can you talk about a time where maybe you've gone too far?
Now I'm just trying to like not do remixes, like not at all, but like trying to not really do them as much, because there was definitely a point where I was like putting shit on my SoundCloud like at least once a week and stuff, and I think that reached a point where it's like you start to notice that like if you are a little more sparse with it, like it's more exciting because people are waiting, and if you just put something up every day, it really dilutes that whole special feeling that people are like, oh, I'm a real fan of this person that nobody knows about, and then it's like, here's another song, here's another song, here's another song. It's like it's just not as special. So you just have to find that like comfort level with everything.
What's the last track that you listened to that evoked a strong emotional response, and why?
Too Much by Drake off the new album, like an hour ago. I actually listened to it like 10 times in a row before leaving the hotel. Just, yeah, well, I've been like listening to the new album like basically since it leaked.
And so why does that song touch you so profoundly?
I mean, like, everybody knows that like Drake is cheesy and shit, but like it's still like the stuff that he says, like he's talking about like his uncle giving up on his dreams and his mom not wanting to leave her house because she's sick and stuff like that. It's just like, I don't know, that it's emotional, and I feel feelings from that.
It's been well documented that you've got a degree in journalism. You do a lot of interviews. What's one tip you could give this interviewer?
More gifts. Give me more video game systems and stuff.
What gift should I brought other than the video games, which another fan took care of for me? I'll take credit.
That's true, yeah. Somebody took care of it, I guess. But food or drink is always good. Yeah, cookies.
All right, so
Get on that.
All right, I'm going to have to leave this interview right now. It's the end of the interview. Ryan Hemsworth, thank you very much for having a chat with me in this somewhat sketchy parking lot. At the end of the show, I usually let the artist pick the music. In this case, I'm going to pick the track. It's going to be Against a Wall. That's off your record, Guilt Trip, featuring Lofty 305. I'd love it if you could say a few words about that as I bring it up.
Yeah, so that's actually one of the first tracks that I started to make for the album, and it's a lot of different drum samples and stuff. I really wanted to focus on just taking more little percussive pieces from a lot of music that I like. So there's little stabs from like a lot of Wu-Tang songs and a lot of like 80s drum hits like New Order and shit like that. So yeah, a lot of stuff going on, but I tried to kind of make it this whirlwind that's kind of calm as well. So hopefully people like it.
All right, so we're going to listen to Against a Wall. That's by Ryan Hemsworth featuring Lofty 305 off his record, Guilt Trip. Thanks for being on the show.
Thank you. Let's get out of this sketchy place. Hi, I'm Ryan Hemsworth. You're listening to the interview show with Scott Wood.